2:30 Thursday morning, American Dad's on TV. I can't use my brother's room because he's asleep, and I'm wearing a winter hat for no reason. Hit it. Let me tell you a story. Back when I was a little tyke, about the age of 9, my older brother let me play a game called XIII. Now, while I had played shooters in the past, most of my experience with them was limited to stuff like Medal of Honor and Call of Duty. However, when I played this, it really was the first story-based shooter I ever played. And I was completely enamored with it. I loved its graphical style especially, how it pulled you in, made you feel like you were in a comic book world. So, a few months ago, I decided, hey, this was pretty fun. Why did I never beat it? Well, I decided to actually play it through, and here's what I think of it. First of all, for those of you who don't know, XIII is based off of a popular Belgian comic of the same name, and stars a man known only as Number 13, who has supposedly assassinated the president and been betrayed by his own allies, and been stricken with amnesia by being shot. What the crap? Okay, anyways, he has clearly survived that assassination attempt, and now his former allies continue to dog him at every end, pursuing him to the very ends of the earth, as he attempts to unravel the mystery of this conspiracy that threatens the very stability of America, and dare I say it, the entire world? I mean, after all, America is the very center of the world, isn't it? Fuck you, Azerbaijan! So now that I clumsily explained what I'm talking about, let's get the actual review underway, shall we? Gameplay is... how do I put this? I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not bad, but I can't really call it good either. This really is the most difficult thing to critique in a game, is when it's mediocre at something. Because there's nothing you can really say wrong about it, and nothing you can really say good about it. There's like a few minor points for each side, but they're so minimal, I don't really need to talk about them. In fact, the only things I can compliment it on are the fact that it's actually quite fun to use melee weapons such as wooden chairs and take them right to the back of someone's head, which never fails to be satisfying. And the stealth is actually pretty good. I mean, it's not great, but it's pretty good. The enemy AI actually feels like it was built for these stealth sections. And really the worst outright complaint I can make towards it is the fact that it's a bit stupid when it comes to the AI. They'll simply just charge right at you for no real reason, no regard for their own safety. You dash behind a corner, they'll just come roaring straight at you, walking right into machine gun fire, one at a time. I know how hard it is to program a game, okay? I have tried on several occasions. But this is just bad. It's not like there weren't games around this time that didn't have good AI, or just AI that seemed to have a bit more logic to it. Right, just look at Half-Life 2. When you ran away, the Combine would just chuck a grenade where you ran instead. A little bit more logical than running around a corner straight into an obvious ambush. No, it's the little touches that really improve the AI. Other than that, I mean, really got no other complaints. Oh, wait. Checkpoint system. The game runs on a damned checkpoint system. If I could go into the lengths of how much I hate checkpoint systems, I would. I would. But I'm not going to waste any more time with it. I'm just going to warn you ahead of time that there is a checkpoint system, and it likes to only be at the beginning, middle, and slightly before the end parts of the levels. Whew, thank God. Something much easier to talk about, and really where this game shines. The graphics and the art style are amazing. It's really hard to believe, but a game from 2003 actually holds up quite well graphically today. It doesn't, look like it could be made in this generation, but it looks like it was made far more recently than it is. In fact, cel-shaded graphics seem to hold up a lot better than most others. And the comic book style the game presents itself with is really incredible and helps set the mood exponentially. In fact, so much it helps you forget about the mediocre gameplay most of the time. Never fails to satisfy when you pop off a headshot and you get that little comic panel up at the top showing you in 3 different panels how much that must have hurt. Well, unless it glitches and you hit him like way off from the ear, then it shows the hitbox instead. Still, comedy! It really does feel like the development team put a lot of resources into making the game look good. Quite likely at the expense of the gameplay. But it does really add to the setting, and it really, really helps the feel of the game. Especially the settings. Good God, the settings. The game really does take you across what feels like the entire world. You'll be in a nuclear sub in one level. You'll be in the Grand Canyon in another. You'll be in an insane asylum in another. The settings, again, every little bit of these graphics and the style helps this game so much. And while I really don't like praising graphics over gameplay, it really does prove that if you have a properly stylized game, not exactly the most fantastic looking game, it really can help improve the feel of a game, even if the gameplay isn't as good. Okay, the story is just one giant headache to talk about without giving spoilers. I mean, pretty much saying anything past the first level is a huge spoiler to some point of the game. It is, honest to God, this whole review, it has been incredibly hard to talk about in detail anything of this game. Because everything is either self-demonstrating or so mediocre, there's nothing really to talk about. Don't get me wrong, the story is still good. I don't want you to think that it's bad. It is good. The most I can really say is, aside from what I've said in the beginning, 13 is also aided by 2 people, General Carrington and Major Jones. General Carrington is voiced by Adam West. And there is absolutely nothing I can tell you about his character other than that is not a damn spoiler. Major Jones? Blaxploitation character. She's totally a reference to Blaxploitation characters. In the comics, she has a damn afro. That's really all I can say. But, since we're talking about story, I can tell you one thing that made the story go from great to just good. And that is David Duchovny as 13. Now, I can hear all of the X-Files fanboys instantly crying out, "No, how could he possibly hurt anything? He's a fantastic actor." Yeah, well, you know what? He sucks. He fucking sucks in this.
I can't remember a thing.
I have never seen or heard a more phoned-in performance than Duchovny delivers in this. I mean, for God's sake, this is the worst example of a phoned-in performance ever. Duchovny sounds like he's reading these lines in his fucking sleep. And I know it sounds like I'm overreacting, but this is a good story. This is a fun game. And this asshole just brings it all down. Because you know what? If you get offered to do a performance and you don't want to fucking do it, don't do it. Who cares how much money they throw at you? Unless it's some really piece of shit, hilarious, so bad it's good performance, I don't give a damn. Because you know what? You're David fucking Duchovny. You even need money at this damn point. I'm sorry. really pisses me off when an actor gives such a phoned-in performance. Especially in something that doesn't deserve such a phoned-in performance. I mean, I try really hard to act, and I suck at it. This guy's actually a decent actor. But oh no, he's too good for this game. You know what? Fuck you, Duchovny. Just fuck you. Damn it. Could you give me a minute? I'm almost to the spirit. Never mind. I died. Just, great. Thanks. Thanks, dickwads. Summary time, by the way. This game is by no means a classic. The gameplay is mediocre, Duchovny gives a very phoned-in performance as 13, and the graphics really are the only saving grace of the game. But I gotta say, I did have fun playing it, and I really would recommend this to anyone who just wants to play a fun shooter. It's nothing special, but it is fun. And really, isn't that all we ever want from our games? Well, that and boobs. So there you have it. 13 in a big David Duchovny hating nutshell. Tune in next time for the first ever console archive binge, which will hopefully be sooner than 3 months.
It's beginning now.
It took me 7 fucking minutes just to get that opening line.